Let's go ahead and talk about this Watchmen trailer before we take a break. Everybody watched it, right?
Yep.
And only one person loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't not love it. I just again, what's new? It's a comic book thing, right? I have no idea what's going on.
It's
I mean, technically,
novel.
yes, it's a comic. No, EJ. This is not a graphic novel. Watchmen was a graphic novel, yes.
Well, yeah.
Whatever this isn't Watchmen, and
it's all still based on a lot of the stuff that they're doing now, like Doomsday Clock and all that. So
oh Lord,
it's
that
still
doesn't
taken
count.
from a lot.
Look, Jeff Johns not having an imagination does not make a story. Like that's all of that stuff is.
We're gonna take your personal feelings of this thing around and go with it. This is still a Watchmen continuation based on Watchmen properties that Alan Moore has checked off on. This is a direct sequel to his work. So
okay. Alan Moore has not checked off on anything. He has checked out of everything.
Yes, I would say the Crazy Wizard Man is still Crazy Wizard Man, but...
And for me, I wouldn't even say it's my dislike of this. I don't dislike this. It looks like it could be something interesting. I just don't know what it is or why it needs to be a Watchmen anything. Because it hasn't, as far as I can tell, just like is completely unrelated to those themes there. And I don't say this as somebody who is precious about Watchmen, because I'm not. I think it's a terribly overrated book that I don't understand why people who like superhero comics because it's basically shitting on superhero comics.
Which is exactly where I fell in love with it, because I have I had no interest in superheroes until I found like DC later in life, and then I kind of started finding like this stuff. So like I fell in love with Watchmen because I was like, oh yes, completely deconstruct and like make fun of the idea of superheroes and that we have no heroes. It's exactly why I like Zack Snyder's movie. It's why I like Zack Snyder's films, minus his like Ayn Rand love. I'm good on that. But like, you know, I think there's just stuff to it that I think appeals. And I think HBO is the perfect place for a place like Watchmen. I think it is the type of dark, morose storytelling that they're going to want to do. It's not going to be as confusing as something like Legion on FX, but I think it's going to be more adult content. I think it's going to be kind of like their Westworld as well, where it's a good thing. I do agree this doesn't need to be called Watchmen, but the Watchmen universe, I would have liked to see what happens. You know, we dealt with the past in Watchmen. So, like, Tori, for you, like, Watchmen is about a group of heroes in a modern-day setting after having past superheroes as well, after they've been banned. So this is, like, the future version of that. So we had the past, we had the present, and now we're at the future. I think this is a good place to go. How to be handled, we don't know, because I don't like the creator of this. That's my difference. I'm not a Damien Lindelof fan.
Yeah, I'm very hit or miss with Lindelof. Mostly miss. I did not. He was one of the head writers on Lost, wasn't he?
He is like the co-creator and showrunner. Like that is his.
Lost didn't interest me. I liked. I think I stand in a minority that liked Prometheus a lot.
I liked the idea.
No, Prometheus, the alien film. I quite like that.
Yeah. Good. It's good to know I'm not alone, because normally I say I like Prometheus and people are like, whatever. That's bullshit.
I mean, guys, did you see Michael Fassbender in that?
Yeah, he's great. I love that.
Yeah,
and Alien Covenant.
I kept thinking Charlize Theron was a robot in Prometheus as well. That was a movie. He also did the show called The Leftovers on HBO, which was weird as well.
I didn't see that. I don't know.
He also did Phineas and Ferb as well.
Yeah.
Really?
He did an episode of Phineas and Ferb, which is the weirdest thing he'll ever do.
Yes, interesting.
That's strange.
Yeah, he just is where people call people shocked to be shocked or offensive to be offensive. He's confusing to be confusing. So that's the only thing that worries me, because Watchmen isn't the most straightforward narrative. You know, I mean, the graphic novel has like a giant spaghetti monster basically at the end. Like it's so stupid.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is a few times I actually think the movie was like Zack Snyder being like, so I'm not going to go the crazy route. I'm going to be the more sane person for once. I don't know. I'm curious of what this is going to be. I think this is take the Watchmen aside. I think this will be something conversational. I think this will get people talking. and hopefully have a good time. And the cast is strong.
Yeah, the cast is strong. I like Irons.
Yes.
Jeremy Irons is Ozymandias, an
Mhm.
older Ozymandias. I'm trying to remember who else is in this thing.
We have Regina King. She's playing it looks to be a former cop turned vigilante.
Mhm.
We have Don Johnson,
Don
Louis
Johnson.
Gossett. Yes.
Oh yeah, Lou Gossett
Louis
Jr.'s in
Gossett
then.
Jr. Yep, he's playing a character called Old Man. Love it.
Yep, I'm into that.
Yeah, Gene Smart's in it. So it's interesting. I'm curious. I need a better trailer. You guys have all kind of said, I don't know what the hell happened in that trailer. I don't know either, but I'm more like, ooh, I want to know. I like the
Yeah,
Rorschach,
I mean,
Colt and all that.
from an outsider's point of view, all I know is there's a clock ticking and people wearing weird masks. And also, the only thing, like I was going to ask a comparison or if you had any strong feelings, the only other time that Watchmen has crossed my radar was obviously they did the film adaptation in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Zack Snyder as well.
Yeah.
So, wait, is he doing the HBO series?
No. He is.
Okay.
I think he has removed himself from comic books for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, I don't know how. I'm assuming this is not a remake of that story.
No, it is a sequel to that story, like a 30 years on kind of
Okay.
kind of thing.
But is it going to acknowledge the film? Do you think in any way?
I think since his film was so close to the source material, which is surprising for him, things I don't usually say about Zack Snyder. I think it's so close to the source material that you kind of do homage and talk about the movie without it maybe having to be directly the movie, because I don't think any of the same characters are returning. So I don't think Patrick.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just looking at the cast list for the 2009 film. I love Matthew Good, but like I was like I didn't even know who he played, but I've seen now that he was Ozymandias. So
yeah,
Jeremy
he's the one
Irons.
Jeremy Irons. Which, that's a decent aging. So again, if they kind of acknowledge that, I wouldn't be like, oh, I can see Matthew Good and Jeremy Irons being similar people.
Yeah, that would work.
How dare you? I mean, in real life, I'm talking about here.
I know, but like in the sense of that. So yeah, I'm curious. I don't know if they can pull this off. It's going to be one of their boldest things I think HBO has done in a while, because rebooting Westworld wasn't hard because it was like a niche 70s thing.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones, you're taking a novel that a lot of people don't know about that got it confused with, Lord of the Rings. Now it's like you're taking something very property based. I'm curious of how HBO is going to try to do this.
Yeah. But also, just opening for a brief sidebar, what's happening with Westworld anyway right now? Are they doing a third season?
I think so. Yeah, I think they did when they started doing all their shows, because they had like Big Little Lies this year. I think Westworld was like in that acknowledgement of it's coming.
Okay, I mean, because I should say, obviously, in the UK, we don't have HBO in the same way. It's not a channel for us. It's just like Sky tends to just buy various shows.
So it's just kind
of
a
brand for you. They make their way over
here.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I know that HBO is involved with Game of Thrones and Big Little Lies, but like they make their way over to the UK at like slightly odd times. Like, obviously, Game of Thrones, Big Little Lies tend to be over here pretty sharp, or obviously with Game of Thrones at the same time at the moment. But yeah, it's a little bit more sporadic.
Gotcha. Y'all have anything else to say about that Watchmen trailer? Gerald, did you have any thoughts?
It looks dumb.
Perfect.
Like I watched it and all I got from it was like this cult with Rorschach masks are going up against the cops with yellow Lego dude masks. I'm just like, okay, I'll watch the first episode, and if I still don't know what's going on by the end of the first episode, I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I would say I can't be mad at that.
It'll be like True Detective season 2 with a bigger budget.
But unfortunately, I finished True Detective season 2.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't.
I wasn't rewarded for it.